In a small Indian village surrounded by mustard fields and dusty roads lived a young woman named Meera. Every morning before the sun even touched the horizon, Meera was already awake. Her day began with the soft clang of steel utensils and the smell of chai brewing on the mud stove. She would sweep the courtyard, feed the cows, fetch water from the hand pump, and prepare breakfast for her family, all before most people in the village had opened their eyes. But Meera was not like the other women in her village. By 9 a.m., she would change from her simple cotton sari into a neatly pressed kurta, tie her hair into a bun, pick up her worn leather bag, and hop onto her old scooter. Her destination? A small government office 12 kilometers away. The villagers often whispered. Why does she need a job? Isn't home enough for a woman? But Meera never let those words slow her down. At the office, she worked as a clerk, handling files, helping villagers with paperwork, and guiding elderly people who didn't understand official processes. Her calm voice and patient nature made her loved by many. For them, she wasn't just an employee, she was hope. Yet her day was far from over. By late afternoon, she would return home, dust-covered and tired, but her responsibilities continued. She would cook dinner, help her younger brother with homework, and take care of her aging parents. One evening, after an especially exhausting day, Meera sat quietly under the neem tree outside her house. Her mother noticed the silence. Are you tired, Beta? She asked gently. Meera smiled faintly. A little, but it feels good. Why? Her mother asked. Meera looked toward the fields glowing in the sunset. Because I'm not just living for today. I'm building something for tomorrow. Days turned into months. One day, a big change came. A government scheme required digital applications, something most villagers didn't understand. Panic spread. People didn't know how to apply, and many feared losing benefits. That's when Meera stepped in. After her office hours, she began setting up a small help desk right in her courtyard. With her old laptop and a weak internet connection, she started helping villagers, one by one. Farmers, widows, laborers, everyone came. She worked late into the night, filling forms, explaining documents, and calming fears. Word spread quickly. Soon, people from neighboring villages began coming too. One day, a district officer visited her village and saw the crowd outside her home. Who is managing all this? He asked. The villagers pointed to Meera. Impressed by her dedication, the officer recommended her for a district-level recognition award. On the day of the ceremony, Meera stood on stage, nervous but proud. As her name was announced, the audience applauded. But in her heart, she wasn't thinking about the award. She was thinking about her village, her home, and the long road she traveled every day between two worlds. A world where she was expected to stay within walls. And a world she stepped into fearlessly, to make a difference. That evening, as she returned home, nothing had changed. The same courtyard. The same stove. The same responsibilities. But something had changed. Now, when the villagers looked at her, they didn't whisper. They smiled, with respect. And Meera? She simply woke up the next morning, before sunrise, ready to do it all over again.